it takes. Roger that. Artillery barrage incoming.
Cover your ears! Thunder's coming!
What is going on, YouTube? 2025 is finally upon us, and as you see in the background here, this game that I'm playing looks somewhat familiar, but it's clearly not Call of Duty, and there is a reason for that. I'm going to get into that very shortly here. I also wanted to mention the thumbnail of this video, which is Joy Taylor. We're going to get into the allegations and the lawsuit surrounding Fox Sports that kind of went down over the weekend. I want to get into that because I'm very compelled to talk about that. But first, we're going to get into the gameplay in the background. I'm playing the game Delta Force. This is a PC only game on Steam, and it's very, very fun and very similar to Call of Duty in a lot of ways. I believe some of the developers that helped work with Call of Duty in the past helped develop this game. I believe they're behind this. That's why when you look at the way the game like feels and moves, like the tac sprint, everything feels very much like Call of Duty. It's fun. I'm having a lot of fun with it. It is controller only, so I had to kind of jerry rig Steam to let me use my controller and kind of use like different button layouts that I use on Call of Duty to kind of transfer it over here to Delta Force. And I made it feel like a lot like Call of Duty, and it's very fun to play. It kind of reminds me of Call of Duty mixed with Battlefield and a little bit of Warzone in there too, just because of the big map scale for like Battlefield or Warzone. But then like the time to kill is very much like multiplayer. It's not like you have a lot of plates or a lot of time to, you know, to run around and dodge bullets and, you know, find your opponent. But it's a lot of fun. I'm having a lot of fun with this game, especially while Call of Duty is down bad. So that's kind of why I'm playing this game. Call of Duty has not been very good since season 1, since Black Ops 6 season 1 kind of dropped. There was a few weeks ago I was playing across all game modes, whether that was Warzone, Zombies, or multiplayer. I had a loss of like 100 frames. And this is honestly just the tip of the iceberg, you know, stuttering in Warzone. That doesn't even get into the fact that there's cheaters constantly. Skill-based matchmaking just makes everything feel rigged. Every game I play just feels rigged. I'm constantly having issues with my operator where I'm making him do things that, or I'm not even making them do things. I feel the game is making him do things that I don't want him to do. Whether that's diving backwards or sliding off of a building or over mantling on something that I just kind of wanted to stand on. There's just a lot of issues with the game that doesn't seem like the developers of the game care at all to do anything about it. And then you've got this new event that they've added into the game. It's the Squid Games event, and they had the audacity to add, if you will, like a Black Cell Battle Pass option where you could pay like $10 to get exclusive content for this event that should be free for everybody. Is just, I mean, how greedy can they be? I mean, they already have all of these bundles in the store that are worth like $20 and up that are never carried through to the next game. And it's already been proven that the bundles from previous games could be carried through to Black Ops 6. I mean, there's been glitches of previous operators showing up in Black Ops 6. So it's not like there's a technical issue why they can't bring these things forward. They just want to continue to make their money over and over again, year over year and year. Again, that's why I'm playing this game. Delta Force is free to play. It is PC only, but it is, they are planning to bring it to console, and they are planning on bringing controllers to support for the game. So, I mean, it's going to have crossplay and everything. It's going to have the whole nine. So why would you spend $70 for Call of Duty Black Ops 6 that, you know, additionally will have to require you to spend more money for all these bundles that you may want, that's going to ask you to spend more money for the events? It's just, I mean, come on. And then on top of that, the game just doesn't work. I mean, you've got loss of frames, you've got cheaters everywhere, you've got skill-based matchmaking up your ass that just makes every game feel super rigged. You tell me why it makes sense to go and continue to play Call of Duty. Now, I want to be very clear on my stance, because I mean, this is the yearly Call of Duty cycle now. It's been happening since 2019. The game really falls off during this period of time, right around Thanksgiving up until around Valentine's Day. The game is just really down bad. It's usually season 1 of the game. It drags on forever. It's usually the longest season of the year. And they finally get their shit together in season 2. They bring the game back to where it kind of should have been. And I will come back to Call of Duty when season 2 of Black Ops 6 comes back, because it will be better than it's been. I'm sure there's going to be more content to play it with. There's going to be the idea of Verdansk on the horizon. I believe they're bringing Verdansk back in like April. So there's reason to not, you know, be super, you know, out on Call of Duty, just maybe temporarily. But at the same time, like, I mean, we've how many times do we have to go through this? So I'm going to be playing other games, and if you've been paying attention on stream, I've been playing other games here and there. I've been dabbling into that Fortnite ballistics game mode, which is like first person search and destroy, but it's only on one map. So there's limited gameplay that I can get out of that, but I've been playing that a little bit on stream here and there. I've been playing Delta Force. I'm trying to get into other games here that are not just Call of Duty, but I will get back to Call of Duty once Season 2 drops. Now, moving on with the thumbnail of this video, because I just have to talk about this. I feel very compelled to talk about this. And that is the allegations and lawsuits that have gone on at Fox Sports surrounding Joy Taylor, Skip Bayless, and their vice president of operations, I believe. His name is Charlie Wilson. And basically the story goes is that Joy Taylor kind of started off as like a radio host in Miami, and she very quickly rose to the ranks within Fox Sports, going from like show to show and basically getting her all the way up to getting her own show, which is called like Speak or something like that, on their network. And it happened very quickly. It happened within like 4 or 5 years. She went from being pretty much nobody in the space to being a person that had her own show, stuff that a lot of other media and analysts and personalities were striving for years. And the allegations in this lawsuit kind of just says that she kind of slept her way up to the top, that she slept with the vice president of operations, Charlie Wilson, and that she slept with Emmanuel Acho, who is another analyst on the network, and that she used those positions to kind of further her career. And she's being accused of all of this by her stylist at the time, who very clearly was very close to Joy Taylor. If you go to her stylist's Instagram, you would almost mistake it for Joy Taylor's Instagram, which kind of makes sense. I mean, if you were doing Joy Taylor's hair and makeup and stuff for years and upon years, and she's being on television, it makes sense that your Instagram would show off your work. So I get that. But you could also argue that maybe this stylist was jealous or something like that. She did lose her job once Undisputed eventually ended in August. So you may look at the timing of this lawsuit and you could say like, all right, well, maybe she's jealous. She lost her job. Now she's kind of wanting to get back on all of that. But when you also look at how quickly Joy Taylor rose to the ranks at her job, it really just kind of makes sense. It almost kind of like fits the puzzle pieces, the missing puzzle pieces in. It really does. It's like, all right, well, the only ties to sports that she had was that, yeah, and this is a good tie, was that her brother was Jason Taylor, Hall of Fame defensive end for the Miami Dolphins for many years. So it's not like she has no sports, like any sports experience, I guess to say. Like she kind of saw from the sidelines with her brother playing in the NFL for so long, but she didn't play professional sports herself. She wasn't married to an NFL star. To have her blow up through the ranks so quickly is kind of suspicious. Now, anytime, I want to also be very clear, anytime I saw Joy Taylor on TV talking about sports, she did seem very capable in that she was opinionated, but like didn't seem like she kind of overstayed her welcome. But at the same time, it's also like, no one really wants to hear someone who literally knows basically nothing about sports to talk about football. It's just, I don't know. I don't really want to hear that as a man. And I know other people that want to, have sports analysts don't really want to hear that as well. And it was clear too that when she first came onto Fox Sports that she was there as for the visuals. I mean, she was there because she was a very good looking woman. And as the thumbnail of this video shows, she is a very good looking woman. I don't care what anyone says. I know everyone has like their type. Everyone has their, their special thing, but I'm pretty sure like every single man in this country is swiping right on Joy Taylor. And that's why she was supposed to be on these shows initially, is because she was very good looking. And she definitely put that forward. I mean, you could see in all the pictures, you look at her Instagram, I mean, she was making sure that chest was the first thing that you see. And the last couple days on her show since this allegation and this lawsuit came out, she's been dressed very much covered up. I mean, it's very much a stark contrast to the way that she's been dressing all of these years as her rise up to Fox Sports. So you ask me and you ask, some of the other people that worked at Fox Sports, and I never worked at Fox Sports. I'm going to be very clear. I'm just a nobody at the end of the day. But reading these allegations and just remembering how she came up, and then hearing some other testimonies from Marcellus Wiley, who did work at Fox Sports, and he's out there saying like, hey, look, I didn't necessarily know of all these things, but once I found out from this lawsuit, it kind of made a lot of things make sense. I would have to say that these allegations are more likely than not true. I'm not going to say that they are, because again, they are allegations at the end of the day. And again, I've already laid out that they could be from a jealous former employee of Fox Sports. I mean, she used to be a stylist. They no longer employ her. So maybe this is why she wanted to come out in this lawsuit. But again, the facts just make it seem like it's true. It makes it seem like it really, really happened. And with that being said, I kind of have to, I don't want to, say, hey, clap your, dust off your hands and say like, that's the end of the story. You know what I mean? Nothing else needs to be investigated here. But I mean, I would have to say that seems like it's, likely that it's true. Now we'll see what happens. Joy Taylor just went to work as normal. Like I said, she's been very much covered up on her day job now. It will remain to see if anybody responds to this. I think it looks like all of their lawyers said don't say anything. But I also wanted to get into a little bit about what happened with Skip Bayless too, because Bayless was involved with the same stylist. I guess the stylist also did his hair on Undisputed, and he offered her $1.5 million for sex, allegedly. And now he also was very close to her, and it's also street knowledge that Skip Bayless isn't very sociable, even at work. Like, he doesn't, I know, have a lot of friends. He kind of stuck to like his stylist and his like people that did his makeup and stuff. He didn't talk to Shannon Sharp offset. It was already well known that they had their own little two corners of the studio, and they didn't really talk except when they were recording the show, which is kind of crazy to think about. They spent like 4 years or 5 years doing that. But he spent a lot of time with this stylist as well, and he offered her money for sex, which is absolutely insane. And now he is completely getting cooked online. His reputation couldn't be further in the gutter, especially considering how his show and career kind of ended with Undisputed after Shannon Sharp left the show. It just seems like everything's gone downhill from here. And then we got to get into Shannon Sharp too, because he, you know, obviously is a huge media personality that also worked at Fox Sports for, you know, a long time. You gotta wonder how much he's involved in it. Now, he's already gone out and said that he wasn't involved at all, and that he's not involved in the lawsuit. And it's true, his name is not in the lawsuit, but it's also alleged from other people that worked there, like Marcellus Wiley, that said that, you know, hey, there may have been some weird social sexual competition between Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp, which I normally I'd say like I can't see it. I can see all these grown men stooping so low, mature level wise, but when you know how Skip Bayless is, when you hear that clip of him saying like, it's my turn, like it really does make sense. Like I really could see him being so immature that he'd think like, hey, like, you know, I'm Skip Bayless, and, you know, I don't really care what Shannon Sharp's done. I'm better than him, and I can, you know, get more women than him, and I make more money and all this stuff. I could really feel like he would play that ego game with people. And I mean, you could tell me down in the comments what you think, whether or not Skip Bayless could stoop so low. And you can tell me what you think about the whole Joy Taylor situation in general. Whether or not you think that it's likely that she engaged in this activity behind the scenes to further her career. Again, I'm of the opinion that she likely did, and I'm sure we'll find out more moving forward. But that's going to be pretty much it for the commentary from me. I hope you guys enjoyed the Delta Force gameplay. If you did, definitely drop me a like down below and a subscription, as I will be playing this game on stream a little bit more and more as Call of Duty continues to fuck up behind the scenes. But again, I do want to reiterate, when Call of Duty has more content to put out there, I'm going to be playing some more Warzone and stuff like that, and you're going to see the new content on the channel as well. So stay tuned for that. 2025 is here. I've got a lot of things planned for this year that I'm going to get into. Some new style videos as well that I'm planning on employing as well. So be on the lookout for all that. With that being said, I am out. Peace.